What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with one man who can say that he's the best bodybuilder in the world right now. Because he's of course the reigning Mr. Olympia champion, Samson doing a guest posing in Amsterdam. Looking pretty damn massive, but at the same time, holding on to a superb condition. At about 13 weeks out from this year's Mr. Olympia. So him not being able to come out victorious at this past Arnold, Ohio, that kind of made people question whether he can defend his Olympia title or not. But the fact is it doesn't matter, because the Olympia is a whole different ball game. And Samson is exactly in that same position as he was last year after losing the Arnold, Ohio to Hosstile. And he came back at his all-time best at the Olympia last year and he won that show. And the man made history. So if the competition that wasn't already worried about the champion, well, I must say this guest posing is certainly gonna wake everybody up. Because that right there is an insane kind of condition for Samson at 13 weeks out from this year's big show. Considering the lack of conditioning that has been the biggest knock on Samson throughout his career. And the one time when he brought his best look, especially in terms of condition, he was able to beat both Hosstile and Derek. So there is so much muscle on that frame, so much size, so much mass, and that too with such beautiful and aesthetic lines. His quads are some of the best in the world, and they're already looking pretty damn impressive because of the separation and the feathers in them. The back, I must say, also looks improved. As we always say about open bodybuilding, that it is all about size, and when the biggest guy in the world, he brings the condition, he brings the detail. He is pretty damn hard to beat, no matter who is standing next to. And people complaining that he got too big during the off-season and pointing out his gut. They have to understand that the guy is 13 weeks out. And honestly, his midsection, that looks pretty great for being over 320 pounds. And not that his frame wasn't already so massive and so filled out, but this is him stepping up and taking things to a whole new level. So whether you like it or not, he is still the favorite going into this year's Mr. Olympia. The only question is, can he peak for both the prejudging as well as for the finals? We did saw him kind of slip at this past Arnold, Ohio, especially at the prejudging. Now he was able to close the gap between him and Derek for the finals, but still that wasn't enough for the judges to crown him the Arnold champion. Now interestingly, the conqueror William Bonac, he also shared that same stage, with Samson hitting some shots. Now we already know that Bonac always believed that Samson is gonna be among the greats of the men's open class, and he was very happy when Samson was crowned the new Olympia champion last year. So great to see both these amazing athletes sharing the stage together. So what do you guys think? Samson at 13 weeks out, good enough condition to defend the title? And will we finally see a 2-time Olympia champion after 4 years? Next up, we have a 13 weeks out physique update from undoubtedly the most unlucky IFBB pro of the past decade or so, the Iranian phenomena Behrouz. So the 2-time Dubai Pro champion isn't skipping a beat, and the man is grinding day in and day out to make some improvements for a show which he isn't sure about that is gonna make it, and that too for the 4th consecutive time in his pro career. And honestly, after the conflict in the Middle East, this seems to be the hardest year for Behrouz to get his US visa. And I'm gonna go as far as saying this, that most of the industry that will be shocked if he's able to make it there and step on the biggest bodybuilding stage. That being said, what a strong-minded champion the man is, keeping himself logged in for yet another Mr. Olympia prep and doing all the things necessary to improve on every single weak body part. For instance, the man is doing abs on a daily basis on an empty stomach, which many top pros ignore. So Behrouz was the clear-cut winner at this past Dubai Pro show, and he was able to beat William Bonac and Tony Burton. So that makes him a contender to play somewhere from top 6 to top 8 at the very least at this upcoming Mr. Olympia, maybe even higher than that, if he's able to come in with bigger quads, more volume on his legs. Because the side shots on this guy, they are so damn insane. The back is very complete top to bottom, and he is very impressive in both the back shots. It is his quads from the front that need to come up in order for him to challenge some of the top guys. And I am talking about the guys in the first call out. So the weight on Behrouz Tabani, that is so insane, that is so crazy, which is one of the major reasons why he stood out so much in that Dubai Pro lineup. Although Tony Burton had bigger quads, or better quads. So I sincerely hope that some kind of miracle happens and he gets his US visa. I mean, you cannot punish a top tier Olympia level physique based on his nationality. He belongs on that Olympia stage. He belongs with the best of the best in the world. And it will be so awesome if we get to see him getting compared with the guys in the first call out. Next up, we have an update from Sergio Oliva Jr. about 8 weeks out on the road to this upcoming Italy Pro show. And Sergio is 100% logged in for this prep, especially after all that positive feedback that he got from the judges at this past FIBO Germany. So his legs look the best they have ever looked. Standing between Andrew Jack and Sazan Hirati, his waist was looking very tight, and that bloating issue that he was having in some of the earlier shows, that was also gone. And Sergio was 100% satisfied with the way he looked under the guidance and the coaching of Stefan. So the real challenge afterwards, after the FIBO Germany, that was to put on the lost muscle and the density, first of all in the back area, and to fix that imbalance because of that shoulder injury, and which in turn caused the imbalance in terms of his lats. And second of all, put some more thickness in the chest area, because it wasn't just his back that suffered after that shoulder injury. He could not properly do all the chest workouts throughout this prep for the FIBO Germany. And considering all those factors, his look at the finals, that was pretty damn impressive. Probably one of the best we have ever seen on Sergio Oliva Jr. Although still not enough to push Sazan Hirati or Andrew Jack, but still good enough to place top 3 at that show. So in Italy Pro, Sergio is gonna have a more realistic chance of fighting for the top spot. And more importantly, the Olympia qualification for this year, because at this point that is his main goal. He wants to step back on the biggest bodybuilding stage, so he hasn't been able to win any show since 2017 New York Pro, and that has been a very long break since he tasted victory. And part of the reason is he went for some very big shows like the Arnold, and he did not do any of those other shows where he had more of a realistic chance. So Sergio is a very wide guy with plenty of muscle on him. So let's wait and see how much improvements he can make in his back area and in the chest department before his next show in 8 weeks' time. Many of us know Evan Centopani for his very informative videos on YouTube. The old school bodybuilding fans, they remember him from his competition days. And if only Evan wouldn't have gotten so many injuries throughout his career, especially when he was in his prime, he would have won more IFBB Pro shows. So Evan hasn't stepped on the stage for almost 8 years now. But his physique right now, that is probably gonna shock many of you guys out there on how great the man looks. So the fans, they must persuade him to go for the Masters Olympia, as he's now 43 years old. And the way he's looking right now, he can certainly make a serious impact at the Masters Olympia if his health allows that. So Evan is such an icon in bodybuilding, a true inspiration for many young guys, and a big source of knowledge for all of us. And his life proves that the love for iron, that never dies. So how good was Evan Centopani back in his prime? Well, he did beat the legendary Dexter Jackson way back in 2011. And I must say that was one of the biggest accomplishments of his pro career. And his highest placing at the Olympia, that was top 8. And the man was on his way to work up those top Olympians. But he was very unfortunate to get so many injuries in the most unusual way by slipping on the ice outside his home. That almost put an end to his entire bodybuilding career. So what do you guys think of Evan's physique at 43? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.